have Madusha Prasad, who is a third year software engineering undergraduate at SLIIT, and he will be demonstrating the front-end development process. Madusha, the screen is all yours.
Okay, am I audible to you now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my presentation. Is that my presentation visible?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Uh, uh, Hello guys. Welcome to the ITP Guide 5.0 session again. I'm Madusha. Uh, I'm Madusha Prasad, third year software engineering undergraduate student and sub-development lead of MS Club and vice president of SLIIT. Uh, so far, what you guys have done is you guys show how to create backend using Express. So for now session we'll cover the front end part. When it's come to front end, there are so many libraries and frameworks. Uh, so we decide to implement front end using Vue.js, which is industrial trending technology in these days. Uh, okay, let's talk about what is this Vue.js. Actually, I have to say, first of all, uh, before we start in Vue.js, you must have intermediate level knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And when it's come to Vue.js, actually, this is a modern framework for creating user interface, which is calling Vue. It is a, progressive framework and open source framework. And Vue.js from framework used to create dynamic web interface, and it's mainly use Vue layer architecture. And actually, this framework provides directives and components based programming approach that enables you to quickly create a user interface. Yeah, and this framework founder is even new. Uh, by using this framework, we can create single page application also. And in these since today, since they are released several version of Vue.js versions. In these days, currently latest stable version is Vue 3.3. And okay, let's talk about what is progressive framework. Actually I mentioned previously this framework is a progressive framework and open source. Let's talk about what is this progressive framework. Actually, why we are calling Vue.js is progressive, because this framework changes and improvements are made on a regular basis, and it makes easier for us to construct single page application. Because why we are calling this is progressive framework. And why we selected this Vue.js framework today's session actually. Uh, because this framework is easy to learn everyone, like beginner level programmers or expert likewise. So, and Vue.js framework has a comprehensive documentation who is written by even you, and also there has a simple API, uh, simple APIs, and also uh, can we tell there's Vue.js has a reactive data binding, which is calling two-way binding likewise. And Why we call in this framework easy to learn? I think you all are familiar with React.js or Angular. So in this framework, we can use their features also. Uh, React.js have calling like props something like that. They use it to pass data parent component to child component. Likewise, this Vue.js also have that feature. So if you are familiar with React, you definitely uh, definitely you can use this Vue.js framework without any doubt. Okay, what is? Let's learn about this MVVM architecture. Actually, Vue.js framework use MVVM architecture for their uh, DOM for their DOM manipulation, like a virtual DOM. Actually, I'm not going to explain all of these things in the Vue.js framework because we haven't enough time to explain all of these things. So today I'm going to talk about their API styles and going to use their options API for implement the front end application. They have two types of APIs, which is calling options API and composition API. Option API is the simple one, and we can easy to understand that API. Uh, it has three types of methods, calling like data methods mounted. This is the look like of that uh, options API used component. Uh, Properties, we use data method to properties returned from data method, and it's written as a object also. And if you want to implement a method, we can implement that inside the method. And like that, we can do uh, what we want to do inside our front end application. These are the commonly used APIs inside the Vue.js framework. And today I'm going to talk about in VM model and V4 and data methods and methods like that APIs. I'm going to talk about like this that methods. Okay. Let's move to the what is reactive state. Actually, it is I mentioned that we are going to implement with options API. That reactive options API inside the option APIs, reactive is going. They are declaring reactive state with inside the data option. And I mentioned that before, they are written that variables values as a object. And yeah, this one also I mentioned earlier. And yeah, this is the installation part. We can use Vue.js framework as a CDN injection, and also uh, by using Vue CLI. Today's session I am gonna use Vue CLI. Uh, yeah, let's move to the next slide. These are the directives today I'm gonna talk about. Uh, yeah. They have a good life cycle hooks to manipulate the uh, DOM. I'm not going to talk about these things because we haven't enough time to talk about all things. And I will send this presentation after this session inside to the chat box. You will can refer and get more knowledge about the Vue.js framework. Okay, these are the directives and event modifiers. Vue components also I will uh, describe where inside our demonstration. This is the props which is I mentioned earlier. And yeah, let's move to the demonstration. Sorry. Okay, first of all, create the application. First of all, if we want to create an application, I mentioned earlier we can use two types by using CDN and CLI. Uh, and this in this session, I'm going to use CLI. First of all, we need to install CLI uh, to our computer. Uh, you can get it from their clivue.js.org website. This is the code, and you can paste it to the CMD and install it. After that, you can create a Vue.js project by using uh, npm create Vue. And if you want to create a Vue project with specific version, you can uh, mention it mention it in end of the code with that specific number. uh, I will show it for you. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, you can open command line what you want to. Uh, uh, you can open a command line correct path inside the correct path, and you can create a npm create Vue. If you want to create a specific Vue version, then you can uh, tell it your command line with that specific version number like this, and press enter. After that, they are asking some questions from us, just like this. What is the project name? I'm going to give as ITP day. And they are asking, do you want to type a script inside this project? I said no. And they are asking, JS, do you want a JS support? I mentioned it earlier. If you are familiar with React, you can definitely use these Vue.js features in without any doubt. That's why I told you before. I'm not going to use this JSX support. And they're asking, do you want to view router for your single page application? I tell yes, I want it. And they're asking some state management tool. Do you want to use it? Uh, this is the Pinia state management tool. This one is their latestly released. Before they used Vuex state management tool, But today's session, I'm not gonna use this state management tool because we haven't enough time to uh, use that and talk about these things. Okay, there the Vue.js asking, do you want to unit testing? I don't want that, and end-to-end testing also no need. Do you want a ESLint code qualities? And actually, I don't want it because if I add this one, I have to code uh, standard coding. I have to maintain a good coding standard. In this time, I can't do that uh, because the time issue. Okay, I'm gonna say no. I don't want. Yeah. UCLI create the project for us. Now we can navigate to our Vue project, typing cd ITP day, and you can open this project, your favorite text editor ID. I'm gonna this I'm gonna use this for WebStorm. And after these things, we have to install uh, Vue.js dependencies. For that, I need to install give install command like this. Uh, Give some time to install them, and I'm gonna open that project. Okay, uh, you can open this project with uh, Visual Studio by using this code space dot, and this is the installed Vue.js application. Uh, they are uh, they give us to provide folder structure, calling like assets, components, routes, and views. Actually, we are using assets folder for store our images, icons, likewise, like that things. So uh, we are gonna use this component folder to implement our reusable elements, and this router folder is going to use for Vue.js router, and views folder is the user interface. Okay. Yeah. First of all, I will tell what is how to implement a route for our project. Uh, they are if we ask to from them create a view router for our project, they already implement and give that thing to us like this. Actually, okay, this is the folder structure of our Vue.js project, and in this front end session, I'm gonna implement a post system by using this Vue.js framework. For that, first of all, uh, I'm gonna import a Bootstrap CSS to our project, and front awesome for the icon. You can get get all that things from their site. And yeah, I'm gonna use actually I implement demonstration repository to this session. You can see it from our MS Club uh, organization. Okay, this is the repository, and I'm gonna use some parts from this repository to implement the uh, our sessions project, because we haven't enough time to cover the all CSS part and other things. Let's see the how is view file. Actually, it has two types. Uh, Two types mean two parts inside the view file, which is called in template and script and style. We are gonna implement HTML elements inside this template tags, and if you want to give some behavior for that elements, we can write a JavaScript functions inside this uh, script tag, and we can style like normal HTML. Uh, Likewise, normal HTML inside this style tag. Okay. Uh, I have imported some uh, Vue.js parts in the into my projects by this repository. You can also get that. This is the dashboard header component and sidebar components. Uh, okay, I previously mentioned what is a component. It is a reusable content. So in this project, I'm gonna use these header and sidebar everywhere inside our dashboard. So I use this header and sidebar as a component. Okay, uh, let's import this component to our dashboard. This is the dashboard UI user interface. Okay, I import that header component and sidebar component to the dashboard, and okay, I forget to mention this router view. If we use a component inside the Vue.js for file, we have to give that we have to tell that that thing to the Vue.js file. Okay, you have to render a, Vue.js component inside your page. Uh, that how is the yeah, if we tell in like this, we can tell like this. If we want to render a component inside a Vue.js file, we have to import this view router view. Okay, that's the component rendering tag inside the Vue.js. And yeah, I I okay, let's see how to run this project. You can see the package.json file, and inside from package.json file, it has a script uh, for run the project. So if you want to run the Vue.js project, you can command npm run dev like that. So you can run like that, npm run dev. Okay, our project is running. Okay, now you can go to this URL and see how our project is uh, running. Okay, this is the they are providing default home pages. Uh, so if you want to create you own your project, you have to clear these all things and implement your own code. So now I am going to implement a POS system. So I don't need to run this one, and I'm gonna run my demonstration project by using that command. npm. Let's see how our project how our project look like. Okay, click this URL and see our project. Okay, this is the our demonstration uh, project. Uh, we have to do inside this project uh, like a card operation. We have to insert items to the database and update it and delete that data from database and sage that items from our system. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, go to the item page, uh, item dashboard, dashboard items page. These are the elements that I implemented. You can refer it from our MS Club organization. We have a Vue.js project there. You can get the source code from there. And first of all, if we want to add data to our system, we need to implement a method calling like add item, or likewise what you are gonna uh, give name. Okay, first of all, we have to uh, create variables to store that user input data. So we can use that we can use for that binding method inside the Vue.js, uh, which is called view model. It is a two-way binding type model. Actually, you are you all thinking now. I think you all uh, think what is this two-way binding? Actually, it is a types we can get data from user client side, and we can, if we change the variable value, default variable type, that uh, that elements values also change. That is the two-way binding. Yeah, we can use the view model for these variables. Okay, let's do it. First of all, we have to say to the Vue.js, we are gonna implement a data method. Uh, our options API like this. So you can tell data, and you have to return your variables as an object. So you can tell return your variables like this, and yeah, you can give a variables inside. You can give variables inside this method. Okay, I'm gonna give variables likewise our backend, because they are asking same names. Okay, go to, yeah, these are the, you can define this variable as this is a JSON object. So you have to this is a JavaScript object. You have to define that variables as like this, as this. So yeah, descriptions. Okay, these are our variables. Now we have to do these variables by into our input elements by using view model. I am going to our first input element and give a view model like this, and assign our variable to it. Like this is the item name, so I'm going to give item name variable for it, and this is the text area that we have to input our item description. I'm going to give a v model all for this element, like a description. Okay, and this one is quantity. What is the variable name? Quantity. Okay, give that variable to this element, and this is the unit price element. Okay, yeah, already done, I think. Let's check it again. Okay, okay, yeah, we have to do these. We have to assign these variables also. uh, this is the item code, and this is the item image, and yeah, code. I'm going to give a default image URL for our item image. I'm gonna search data image. get that URL. Yeah, it is a base 64 one. Okay, get this. And let's see the two-way binding. I previously mentioned if we use this two-way binding, uh, and if we change any side of modification, that will change the every side. That means if we modify the variable default value, that will assign to our other side, and also uh, assign that things or variable values from other side, that will also that change also assigned to our variable. Let's see it. And yeah, we have to assign this uh, variable value to our image, this element, by using property binding. uh, Vue.js has Vue.js have property binding. I will show it inside my presentation. Yeah, this is the binding method. We can use colon also for that. This is the new one, new method. So I'm gonna use this property binding to our image, which is calling profile image. I'm gonna give a src tag attribute with property binding src, and give that image item variable. It has a image URL. Let's see our two-way binding method is work. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Let's see how to add the item to our system. First of all, implement the method. We have you have to run the backend. Let's go to the backend project and run that. Okay, our backend is running now. Yeah, it's working. Okay, what is the best thing? What is the best thing? We are gonna do a get all function, or uh, add item functions. Actually, get all item function is the easiest one. So yeah, okay, let's do it. We first of all, we implement a get all one, get all items. We have to implement that methods inside the methods API, like this. Okay, let's implement get all item. And inside this method, we have to call our backend API URL. So our backend is running on 2001 port, and we can use the URL with localhost. Yeah, and inside the front end, if you want to call a backend API URL, we have to use a npm module calling like axios. So first of all, implement the method. We have to install that uh, Axios modules. So we can use npm I Axios for it and press enter. That will be install your project. Okay, then you can use Axios uh, inside your method. uh, Inside the method using it, we have to import that Axios our for our uh, Vue.js, like import Axios from Axios like this. And now you can use that Axios inside your get all function like this, calling Axios, and what you are going to use API method. Now we are going to implement a get all method, so we have to call get method. Yeah. This is the main function, main things how we are going to call backend, and give that API URL inside this get method within a uh, string, calling localhost. Our port is this one. Okay, and you have to check the API routes if you want to call a specific route. Now I'm going to use get API items. So I need to call first of all yeah, API item, and uh, like this. Yeah. Okay. You have to call like this, localhost to 3001 and like this. This is the our get all API URL, and after calling this API we have to call promise methods like this. Then after that we have to tell our Axio get method to our Axio get method give some response from backend. And I uh, I called a line as a console log to display our response inside the console. So yeah, let's check this. In the JavaScript, if we create a JavaScript method, uh, and if you want to call that, if you want to get some output from that function, we have to definitely call it. But in this time I'm not did that. So we have to call this get all items function in inside our Vue.js file. So this get all item is actually actually we need this get all items when our uh, Vue.js file mount. So we have to call this get all function inside the mount function. So uh, call a mount function and call this get all item function with this keyword. Actually we can use this keyword inside our lifecycle hooks to call any type of things like method or props and variables, anything we can call using this keyword, and use the this keyword and call our get all item function, and let's see our items details are displayed inside the console. Yeah, it's working. We can see two records inside the console. This is the these are our items details. So in this time, we don't need to display the item details inside the console. We have to display it our web browser. So we have to assign this data to a variable. Now we have to create a variable calling like items or item list. I'm gonna create item list. Actually, they are giving us that details as an array, so we have to implement that variable as an array and assign this response data to the item list variable. Using you have to definitely use this keyword, don't forget that, in the response data. Okay, now we have a array uh, which is storing our item details, and now we have to render these details to our web browser. So I'm gonna use these details. uh, I'm gonna render uh, for these details to our browser by using Vue.js directives, which is called v4. This one. We can loop our array by using this uh, v4 directive, just like a loop. Uh, we can loop the DOM elements by using this. Let's go to our table, this table, and select one table row and give that v4 directive to that table row, like this. Okay, this is the table row, and I'm gonna give that directive v4, and we have to tell we what what data are we are gonna access, like this. We have to we have to we have to see item list details. So we have to give item item list variable, and tell uh, for the v4 directive, you have to get uh, array index values one by one as a uh, any variable name. Like I'm gonna give a item variable, uh, like this. In this statement, we are telling to view4 directives get items one by one inside the item list. Okay, now we can access the item object, which is sent from backend, like this. and let's display that. If you want to display a variable values, we need to use like this, and tell the item I need to I need to item code inside the item. Okay, this is the correct one. Yeah, it's working. It's showing us to like this item3. Now you can tell like this other variables name also. Item. You can give item image with property binding, and okay, the one is item description. Okay. Our record. This is the data of our backend sent in us. Uh, we are implement a success. Implement successfully. We are implement a get all method successfully, and let's implement the delete function. It is the next easiest one, and I'm gonna write a method delete item, and inside the delete function we have to call like get all function, uh, calling axios and calling correct API method. I'm gonna call delete method, and we have to call correct URL like this, and we have to call uh, promises to get response from that API input. Okay, clear this. Okay, no problem. We have to check the API route. We are inside correct one. Yeah, we have to we have two types of deleting endpoints inside our backend, uh, which are uh, deleting default MongoDB ID, deleting with default MongoDB ID, and other one is the generated ID from backend side. So I'm gonna delete with this API, which is MongoDB generated ID. This is the correct API. Yeah. Okay. Now we have to pass now we have to pass the correct item id to our endpoint. So we have to pass that like this, string manipulating, using this string manipulating uh, method. So if we pass this uh, item object, we can do this delete part easily. Then I have to give this item object to this button and pass that item object to our delete method. Then we have to implement. We have to create the event which is calling click. Actually, we can call event handling inside the HTML element in Vue.js by using this add mark. Uh, uh, it has it have click, key down, change, above, and other all of event handling methods. You can uh, choose the click event handling and give our delete item method. And I previously mentioned if we pass our item object, we can do this delete item part easily. So then we pass the item object inside to our item delete item method like this. Okay, now we have to catch this item object inside the delete item method and give that MongoDB auto generated ID to our backend endpoint URL using like this item dot ID. Okay, let's check this. So if it is deleted, we can check that from our console. Let's do it. Okay, now I'm gonna click this recycle bin button, and yeah, this is not a error from our uh, front end application. Actually, our item is deleted successfully, and backend send a response as it is. Uh, but we didn't see any refreshment inside our uh, item list table. So let's see let's do a refresh, and so yeah, it's working. Uh, Now we have to call the get all function if it is deleted. So then call that get all function by catching our backend response state type. Calling like this response dot data and state uh, equal like this. If it is deleted and send a status to 100, that means our data uh, deleted successfully. So if it is, we have to refresh our table. So I have to call this get all function. Now two type of CRUD operations are finished, and let's try a search function from here. Okay, uh, If we want to uh, do a search from our data list, we have to implement a search function by searching their ID or any other thing. So in this session, I'm gonna search this item code, not the MongoDB auto-generated ID. So if we type inside this, if we are type the item code inside this input element and click the search button, we can see the item uh, inside the inside our table. Uh, First of all, give me a second to add the new uh, data. Actually, I'm not using the Postman for that. I'm going to use the Thunder client extension for the API testing part. This one also just like a Postman. You can use it and try uh, how try and get some experience with them. Okay, I'm gonna send a request. Yeah, 82. And if it is done, we can see a response like this. Yeah, and we have to refresh our web page, and yeah, we have two records inside our table. Now we can search uh, one item with item code. Okay, let's implement the search function and call in like search, sorry, search item by item code like this. Okay, uh, first of all, if we want to search item, we have to get that uh, item code from user. uh, we have to say them in type your item code. So and we have to catch this item code and give that item code to our backend API endpoint, and backend will search our data and give us a proper response. Okay, now I have to do thing is I have to catch that item code inside the search item by item code method. And before that, I'm gonna call axios. And what is the method type? uh, Item by id, item code by id. Yeah, this is the API endpoint I need to call. And axios and get. Get, I'm gonna call like this, item search. This is the item code. What is client input, the input for this input field. There is let's see the result. And in this line uh, we did some mistake. Actually in this response return us to a item object, and we can't assign that item object to item list because it is an array. If it is if we are assign that item object to our item list, we will get a error in within this v4. Actually it is searching for array, but when we search a item and backend return a item object uh, to us, and after that we assign that item object to our item list array. uh, that means that item array will not a array after assigning this response. So we have to do some thing inside this blog. We have to clear clear our array and have to push our response data. This item list and clear it as a empty array, and I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push our uh, item object to our array list. Okay, let's see it is working. Before that we have to call this method to search button. This is the input, and yeah, this is the button. Let's look our function is work. I have to I will search ITM3 and click search button. Yeah, it's working. This is the search function, and I'm gonna search one. There's no I think there's no item one. It has item two. Okay. Refresh the page and I will add some data again. Item for and refresh. I'll say item 4. Yeah, our search function also work properly, and we have to do the register, that means at item part and update part. First of all we have to uh, get our item image. uh, we have to implement the item image part, get item image part. In this time we have to we can't send the large size of images for our MongoDB. So we can convert our image to our base 64 type, and we can send that string URL to our database. So that part also I created inside the our repo. I will show it. Yeah, item page. Yeah, this is that part. I'm gonna copy it and here, and let's see how it's working. This is I have to call this method inside the image selection button. Yes, that. Yeah. And I'm gonna give a click evenly and like this. Let's see it work or not. Web page and click. Okay. Yeah, it's working. This is the image uploading part. Uh, now we have to implement the update part. That function also have our repository. I'm gonna paste it here. Uh, Give me some time to explain this method. First of all, I will call this function and explain it. See it. Yeah, it's working. And update edit button also working. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Let me explain the code. Yeah. First of all, I catch the image element which is called image input div and create a new input element for get the image uh, from actually I create the input file type elements for this process because we have if we have to get any type of file we have to implement that input file type element. So I have create the input element like that and that element bind to the our uh, image now set yeah uh, this one. First, before I catch the input element, image input div, and after that I create a input when click the button, and after that that element append to the image input div as a child, and um, if user change the input field and input image, they will get that data uh, from here. That means uh, our element will change. Uh, uh, our element will change. uh, JavaScript identify, yeah, yes, this element is changed, and that means user input a file and after that they pass the input details as a file, and I catch that file. uh, After that, uh, in this file reader object used to convert our file for the base64 type, and converting that data to base64 type assigned to our profile uh, image assigned to our profile image element is SRC attribute as a result, and after that browser will display the image which is user input. That's the doing process in this code. You can try it from that. Okay, let's try to build a add function and update function. uh, yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna create a method calling like add item. Inside this add item function, i have to uh, I have to catch the directive variables, uh, like these variables values, and gather all of these variables value as a object and assign it to a constant variable. So now I'm gonna do that part. Const new item, and I'm gonna copy these variables because we need to same name uh, to pass the part to the backend, because uh, backend controller is required, uh, backend required these names uh, as it is. So I'm gonna copy that names, and I will assign that variables to our IDs, object IDs. Item. Dot. Now we have to pass this object to our backend API URL. So I have to call Axios in here and call the proper uh, request type. I'm gonna call post type because we definitely use a post method to send to we definitely use post method to store our data uh, to the database. And yeah, like this, and our URL is like this, and we have to give a new parameter as our new item object, and we have to call promise function and record some response, and inside the response we have to check the status code is 200. If it is, we can preload because we have to uh, see the data what we insert. And yeah, that's the item input method, insert method. Let's see this one is correctly worked or not. First of all, I have to assign this method to the HTML element. This is the button, and I give element. Let's see. I'm gonna select image for the item and give a name. Like okay, quantity is 12. Let's click the register button. Yeah, our add item function or functions also work properly. Yeah, let's see the uh, update function. If you want to update the items, we have to implement a item method, and we have to identify the which item I'm gonna update. That means we have to catch the item ID correctly. So in this time, I'm gonna update. Uh, I'm gonna update the item with clicking this edit icon. That means I have to create one more function. If I click this button, uh, these all data will show inside this form. So yeah, I have to do a small thing for this. Create I will create a function calling like edit item, and I have to get the item object from table, and I'm gonna call this function inside the edit button in here. And to click like this, and let's see our data like this. I'm gonna click this edit button. Yeah, our item object showed. Now I have to now I have to do assign these values to our input element for form. I'm gonna assign like this. I want to I want uh, I have to say to the Vue.js, give my state variables, which is called item code, and assign for it from item code variable values, and like this. Okay, let's see this one is worked or not. Okay, refresh and click the last item. Yeah, Input that item ITM5 value in here, and profile image also like this. I will click this one. Yeah, uh, item image also assigned to our form. This is the click event edit part, and now we have to change the data and click update button. After clicking that update button, uh, we have to show updated item from our item list. Okay, now we have to implement update function. Okay, this inside this function also uh, we have to do same things like item add item. mm, I will copy this statement and paste it here. In here showing error because of missing the comma. Okay, update. Okay, now I have to change the requests method type and API URL and what uh, actually backend what request from us. If you want to update item, I need like these things. So we have to provide that things to our backend. Okay, let's see our backend. See the search item and update on, yeah, in like this. Yeah, our backend request to send MongoDB auto generated ID for update the data, uh, and yeah, now we have to send a Mongo. Yeah, if we have to update this item, we have to send the MongoDB auto generated ID. So now inside our edit function, we didn't have a auto generated uh, id assigned variable. So now we have to create a new variable called like id and give it like this, and we have to assign that auto generated MongoDB id using this keyword inside the edit item. Now we can refer the that uh, items that item ID. Okay, let's go to the update function and give and change this as a put method, and give the auto generated ID by using this keyword and ID. And we have to provide our update. We have to change this one as updated item, and we have to give that data to our put method, And let's see how it's work now. Okay. Search large record like this. I'm going to change the image and click update button. It's not working. Yeah, I'm not assign that update function to the update button. Go to the update button and give that function uh, to to a event uh, to a event. Inside live. This is the correct type. Okay. I think it's first of all we need to click the edit button and choose a profile and click the update button. And yeah, first record was changed, and why this one is repeated. First method. Okay. Yeah, this is the I think there's no issue. Yeah. Now we are covered the CRUD operation all of inside the front end. Mm, I think that's all. Uh, okay. Savini Nanki. Savindi Nanki, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. That's the all part of front end framework. Front end
Thank you
site here.
so Thank you so much for that amazing session, Madusha. I hope
Welcome.
that you all were able to enhance your knowledge on the front end development process.